Hey, and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our journey to 250,000 subscribers. And we're almost at 200 thanks to you. Now, I want to talk about yesterday. I want to talk about last night, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. And you may say, well, that's on more of a local issue. It's not. It's not. What it goes to is it goes to the concept of corruption that's taking place in government all across the board. Now, I'm not saying that Eric Adams is innocent, nor am I saying that he's guilty. How many times have you heard me, even on this show, turn around and say, in America, we have a presumption of innocence until proven guilty? And under that theory, I want to show you a clip of Eric Adams talking about the indictment. Play the clip.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target, and a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit.
Now, look, I want to be clear about something. I happen to know Eric Adams, and I happen to like Eric Adams. However, I do take umbrage to some of the statements that he just made there. Is he trying to say that the Biden Justice Department is being weaponized to go against him based upon what? The migrant issue? I'm not 100% certain what issue that he's referring to, that the Justice Department would be coming after him. I don't buy that. I don't. And you also know that I have no love for the Southern District of New York and their prosecutors. But this one, very much like mine, is a very high-profile case. And they're going to have something. There's no chance in the world that they are going in to this case completely blind with made-up information. You see, in my specific case, what did they have? They had the campaign finance violation. And then what they do is they pile stuff on you in order to add to it, despite the fact that many of those allegations are, let's just say, non-prosecutable or should not have been prosecuted at all. But I want to show you what Caitlin Collins of CNN said the other night. Play that clip.
The New York Times is now reporting that New York City Mayor Eric Adams has just been indicted tonight by federal prosecutors. It's still under seal as of this hour, so we're still waiting on a lot of the details here. But this comes as there has been a flood of resignations in his administration. And of course, we have seen several of them embroiled in investigations from his administration, the phones seized by several of them, including the police commissioner, the school chancellor, the deputy mayor, several officials in his administration. This has all been going on as today we saw Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the most prominent voices in the Democratic Party, who doesn't often get involved in the politics of New York City on the local level, calling for Adams to resign, saying she did not see how he could continue to govern the city. He responded to that by saying that he had not faced any charges yet. Of course, now tonight we see that he has been indicted.
Yeah. So I understand and I appreciate everybody chiming in, and they all have a right to say whatever they want. That's called the First Amendment. Unless, of course, you're Michael Cohen and Donald Trump was the president. But you have the First Amendment right to say whatever you want, whether you're a congressperson or you're just a layperson. It makes no difference. So they can call for it. He's not stepping down. He's already made that crystal clear. But what I want to turn around and I want to just spend a second and talk about is what these charges are stemming from. The New York Times actually reported that what it's regarding is an influx of campaign finance money that came from foreign sources. And one of those sources, I believe, was Turkey, where they had a construction project, and somehow or another, that construction project was fast-tracked through a developer, through a construction company that ended up donating that money or a large sum of money to the Adams campaign in 2020. Now, that is a clear violation of campaign finance rules, and that is a federal offense. I know because that's what the Stormy Daniels matter was about. What they're going to charge and what they're going to pile on next, that I have no idea. But it appears that it wasn't just Turkey alone, that there was other campaign finance money that was coming in from foreign entities. This is a problem. This is a real problem. Now, when I said earlier that they must have information, there's no doubt in my mind that the contractor or other people must have provided testimony and documents to the Southern District. They're not that stupid that they're going to jump in with something like this. But nevertheless, Mayor Adams is claiming that he's innocent. Play that clip.
If I'm charged, I know I'm innocent. I will request an immediate trials so the New Yorkers can hear the truth.
Yeah, he has the right within which to plead not guilty. And then they will, of course, unseal the indictment. I suspect they will. And they will also then have to turn over what's called 302s. Those are grand jury documents that were obtained and used in order to get the indictment. That's going to be very interesting because that tells the whole story. You see, I wasn't able to get them because in my specific case, I was told if I didn't plead guilty, and this was on a Friday at 5:30, by Monday, they were filing an 80-page indictment that was going to include my wife. And I was like, what? But he doesn't have that situation, thank goodness. And those 302s, which are the statements that were made in order to obtain the indictment, will be released. I, for one, am very interested. I really am. I'm interested in order to read all of the allegations that are raised in the 302s. I'm interested to see the indictment, the specifics, and hopefully they provided the specifics so that we can all see whether or not our mayor, Eric Adams, is actually guilty of this campaign finance violation. Because if he's not, this is a real serious problem, once again, for our Department of Justice. And it will change my entire perspective about the weaponization of the Justice Department under this current administration. You see, I have often said, while I am pro-Harris and Walz, and I've always been pro-Biden, I've never been a fan, for example, of Merrick Garland, our Attorney General. And I am very curious just to see how this whole thing plays out, not just as somebody who has gone through the system, but somebody who's a lawyer. And so we all are on, pins and needles waiting for this information. We're waiting for the release of the information so that we can review it and discuss it here on episodes like that. Nevertheless, despite the fact this isn't about the campaign and so on, I will still reiterate what I do every single episode. Please, my friends, make sure that you go to vote.org. Make sure that you are registered. It takes 5 seconds. Please do it and make sure that come November 5th that you vote Harris-Walz 2024. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.